guys, and welcome back to another video on my channel. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. It's more so a bit of a rant and talking about my thoughts and opinions on The Sims 1. Oh my gosh, Kayla. Also going to be my thoughts and opinions talking about The Sims 1 and The Sims 2 being re-released. So while I'm talking in this video, I'm actually going to have gameplay of The Sims 2 just running in the background, just so you can watch something other than my face. Now, for what I can tell, the general consensus about the re-released games is that everybody is quite excited about them. I don't really feel the same way. In my opinion, this just feels like another money grab from EA. I think we can all agree that EA is very money hungry. I mean, there is 80 plus DLCs for The Sims 4. I'm pretty sure if you take the price of every single pack and add it together, it'll be more than my inheritance. So I think it's safe to say EA is pretty money hungry, and I think this kind of just proves it. Now, don't get me wrong, I completely understand that EA owns the rights to The Sims 1 and 2 and they can do whatever they want with the games, including re-releasing them. But I just think that the way everything happened kind of puts a bad taste in my mouth. If you guys don't know, I believe it was in 2014 that The Sims 4 was released, and that was around the time that they decided to take The Sims 2 off of the market. I will mostly be talking about The Sims 2 just because that's the game I'm more familiar with. I've been streaming The Sims 2 recently. I've been playing a lot of The Sims 2. And so I'm more aware with what's going on with that rather than The Sims 1, but I think my thoughts and opinions can kind of also go for The Sims 1, but I'm specifically referring to The Sims 2. So once they discontinued The Sims 2, the game was considered as abandonware in terms of you cannot get the game anywhere online unless you are physically purchasing the discs. A lot of people in the community, including me, believes that if something is abandonware, if the company is no longer having that game for sale, I think it's pretty okay morally just to download the game. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that's what I did. There was no other way for me to be able to play The Sims 2, plus I have like a lot of the discs behind me, but I don't have a way to play the discs. So I just downloaded the Ultimate Edition and I've been having so much fun doing that, and I got it for free. I also heard talk about how just before The Sims 2 was taken off the market, you could actually redeem some of your physical like discs for the Ultimate Edition if you had like the discs copied on Origin. I don't know exactly how it worked, but if you had the disc registered through Origin, then they would gift you the Ultimate Collection. I also know, I don't know if there was a big sale or if they were just giving away copies of the Ultimate Collection, but there was something like that going on right before The Sims 2 was taken off the market. EA claimed that the reason they were taking it off the market is because they weren't willing to maintain it, they weren't willing to do any updates to it, which I understand. The Sims 2 came out in 2004. It's an old game. So that's something I completely understand, but there was a lot of people in the community that were quite upset because it's a fun game and there are tons of mods out there that helped the game to run smoothly. I have a ton of mods: graphics rule maker, something to fix the shadowing, a gigabyte RAM patch. I don't even know everything that I have, but they were mods to kind of help the game run more smoothly, and so the fact that EA took it offline, some people were kind of annoyed by that. There was a theory, however, circulating in the Sims community, and I kind of believe this theory more so than just, oh, we took it down just because like we weren't going to update it. So in this theory, it kind of goes that when The Sims 4 was first released, it sucked. There is no easy way to put it. It was basically a half-ass life simulator that had better graphics than The Sims 3, but it was missing a lot to it. It didn't have pools, they don't have the same amount of skin tones that they don't have the same amount of hairs, they don't even have the same amount of objects in the game. As the time went on, they kind of added this in through free updates, which I really appreciate. But at the end of the day, when the game was first released, it felt very incomplete and a lot of people were very upset. It was expensive. Now you can get it for free, which I would love a refund because $600 can go a long way, and we spend money on the game and now they're giving out for free, so that kind of sucked. But what I'm trying to get at is that The Sims 4 wasn't that fun, and so instead of playing The Sims 4 and purchasing The Sims 4, people were playing older versions of the Sims game. For example, Sims 1, Sims 2, and Sims 3. And people say that is probably why they took The Sims 2 off the market, because like I say, EA is like a money hungry machine. It doesn't make sense for them to take The Sims 2 off the market if people were actually willing to buy the game. The only thing that makes sense to me is that not enough people were paying attention to The Sims 4 because it kind of sucked. People were going back to the older games, and so they decided to get rid of the older games. That's just my assumption. I've seen that theory floating around, and that's what I kind of agree with. Whether it's true or not, we will probably never know. The fact that they're re-releasing The Sims 1 and Sims 2 now for quite a big price increase kind of says a lot, I think, now that The Sims 1 and Sims 2 has a ton of value because they know people are going to be nostalgic over it. And in my opinion, The Sims 2 is actually a pretty good game. You can get mods to fix some of the bugs that you don't like, and the game runs pretty smoothly if you know what you're doing. You just need to watch a few videos. I think the thing that annoys me most is that we went from a state where The Sims 2 was literally for free. Not just EA giving out free copies through Origin before they took it down, but also because it was abandoned where you could kind of download it for free, and now you can get it for a very big price increase. They did release some of the patch notes for The Sims 2, and I kind of just want to go through them real quick. So this is according to the official Sims 2 release notes. Graphic rules now supports modern hardware configurations, fixed the shadow bug that surrounded The Sims with a big black square. Widescreen and higher game resolutions are now supported. UI scales better to higher resolution. Texture memory corruption and pink soup are fixed. Dragging the Sims 2 window from one monitor to another works more smoothly. If your computer has a lot of RAM, the Sims 2 is able to use it. Fixed several crashes, improvements, and fixes. Now, we'll give them credit. The fact that they did all of this stuff is really nice. I don't think the game would have ran so smoothly if they didn't do these things. I will, however, say that there is basically a mod that does all of this, or several mods that are able to do all of this stuff. So even though they updated the game so that it runs smoothly and fixed shadow bugs and stuff, I'm not missing out. I have mods that already did that. So for me, if I buy the re-released version, I'm just paying money for something I already had. The only thing that is different in this that I do not have through a mod is the better looking graphics. There's also a part of the patch notes that says what's different about the relaunch version of The Sims 2. The Sims 2 was re-released to celebrate 25 years of The Sims. This version of The Sims 2 has the same gameplay but has been updated to run on modern computers and operating systems. It can now run on Windows 10 and Windows 11. Again, there was a mod to do that. It's a bit tricky, but I have Windows 10 and the game runs very smoothly for me. I'm even able to stream it. That's how well it works. It has an updated rendering engine. It has more versatile pixel resolution scaling on larger monitors. So basically, the only thing for me that is different from the Sims 2 version that I have, including mods, and the re-release version, is that the graphics are more improved. I would say the graphics are more sharper, perhaps more clear. I saw a little bit of gameplay where someone was playing the Sims 2 re-released version just to kind of see what was going on. Apparently they also had mods, so I don't know what was mod and what was part of the re-release, but the graphics did look a lot sharper. It reminds me of if you're editing a picture or thumbnail and you want to upscale the image and use the AI upscale thing. That's kind of what it looks like. It looks like it has that filter over it. It's weird for me to look at. I guess you could get used to it if you haven't just been playing The Sims 2, but like, I don't know, every person to their own. It's cool that they try to upgrade the graphics, and I'm sure some people do support that. And I do want to note that even though I keep saying that, yeah, all of these fixes they did, you can get through mods, I do want to say there are people out there that aren't comfortable using mods, and it is a lot of work to go and download all of these mods and to go into files and change things. I do recognize that. So it is nice that if you buy this game, everything is just in one nice little package. I do want to say that if you wanted to get it for free, you can do all of this stuff for free. Like, it's one of those things. The last big thing I want to highlight in the patch notes, and I think this is an interesting thing, is that they say some legacy and community reported bugs are fixed. What does that mean? Some What does that mean? The fact that they use the word some is just concerning. It's one of those things. They literally have bullet points of all the things they did to improve graphics wise and the way that the game runs on the thing. Why isn't there a list of all the bugs that they fixed in a similar way? Like, that's the only thing that's worrying me. It's very easy to say, oh, we fixed some of the reported bugs, but my question is, what reported bugs did you fix? For example, the first thing I would want to know is, did they go in and fix the character data of the pre-made deceased Sims, or did they just kind of leave that open? Because if you didn't know, a bunch of the deceased pre-made Sims actually is missing quite a lot of Sim data because they were mostly there just to add to the story. So they were there for the family trees, they were there to have gravestones, and they were there to have the appearance of the ghost show up. There are certain things that are missing, like genetic wise things that were missing because the Sims team figured that they're dead. They don't need any of that character data. Later on in the Sims 2 University expansion pack, you are now able to resurrect deceased Sims. And so people got curious. They started resurrecting some of these deceased Sims, mostly from the pre-made neighborhoods, and it started causing corruption. Corruption is a big scary thing people always talk about, and if you don't know specifically how to avoid it, I think if you're just messing around in the game, it could be possible to corrupt your game. My question is, with these re-release versions, have things that cause corruption been fixed and removed so people's games don't get corrupted? If you are going to pay a ton of money for a game, I think the least that the Sims team can do is go and make sure the game doesn't completely crash itself, you don't lose your save file. Sometimes people have reported that the corruption is so bad that the whole game is unplayable, and that's just... I hope that's fixed. I don't know if it's fixed because they didn't tell us what they fixed. One of these examples that causes just a very weird scene is that in Olive Specter's yard, there are a ton of graves, and if you resurrect, I believe he's the delivery man or something like that, he comes back as an infant, but he's a full-sized man. So you can pick up this full-sized man and like rock him and interact with him as if he's a baby, even though he's clearly not. It's a very weird thing, and I can easily see someone excited to play The Sims 2 and just going mad, resurrecting all these Sims, not knowing that it might completely destroy their games. So I hope that's something they fixed. Another cause for corruption that I'm aware of, I believe, is if you delete a family through the family bin. Apparently when you do that, the family or the sim isn't completely deleted. There's little bits of character data still floating around in the files, and that can often mess up your game in some way. Did the Sims team go back and fix that error? Because deleting a family from the sim bin, I feel like I've almost done that several times. I do that all the time in The Sims 4 because I doubt it causes corruption, and if it does, I've been fine for this long. But in The Sims 2, I feel like it's very easy to fall into that same trap. So hopefully they fixed it, because I can see a lot of people doing that, not knowing in previous versions it was not good for the game. There are also apartment lots that are completely bugged. If you take it from the lot bin, place it down, move your sim in, your game will continuously crash, and you're gonna have to move your sim back out and delete the lot in order for you to continue playing that house. So is that something they fixed? I don't know, there's no way to tell because they don't list the things they fixed. There was some sort of issue where there was a master vampire, I think, biting NPCs, or your sim would go into a craze and bite NPCs like Miss Crumplebottom, and that can cause corruption to your game. It was like some weird interaction. There's also networking issues with the game. I don't know if it came in Apartment Life, or I'm not sure. If you have the Ultimate Edition, you definitely have the networking thing, but basically if your sim talks to a townie, there's a chance that they will get a promotion in the career or offer for you to have a new job. Say, hey, I enjoyed your company, how about you go out with my friend, let's go on a group outing, or even give you some free stuff to test out, but you can just keep it. The networking aspect is very cool, but sometimes the dialogue is completely blank and you don't know what you're agreeing or not agreeing to, and that can lead into some very tricky situations. I know it sounds like I'm just going on and on listing some of the big bugs in The Sims 2. I believe you can fix some of the stuff with mods, but I'm curious to see whether the re-releases have fixed this or if they haven't, because like I said, their release notes don't actually detail what they did fix and what they haven't fixed, which is extremely annoying. I feel like saying, oh, we fixed some stuff is the same as saying we didn't fix anything, because if you're not willing to tell us what you fixed, then what's the point? You know, it's the lack of transparency in that aspect that kind of bothers me. It feels like they just said that to be like, yeah, see, we worked on it. We worked on it, but meanwhile they just kind of updated the graphics so that it could run, and it's just another cash grab. And they won't actually care if your game just deletes itself due to corruption. Also, something that I want to note is that while watching some videos of people playing the re-released versions, I saw someone playing The Sims 1 re-released, and apparently, I think it was neighborhood view, it was like in this tiny little block, but then when you click into it and you start playing the game, it's like proper full screen. So I don't know if the Sims team just overlooked that, or if they just figured, no, it's fine, you know, like no one will really care. I feel like if you say that you've improved the graphics and you made it run more smoothly and it's able to handle the monitors and all of this other stuff you say, you probably should have fixed that. So I just want to note that little tiny thing that's bothering me. So looking it up now, it looks like the Sims 1 Legacy Collection is going for $19.99 and the Sims 2 Legacy Collection is going for $29.99. That is in dollars. So let me quickly convert that. So no way. 561 rand for a game that came out in 2004. That's an absurd amount of money. Going from literally free from 2014 to 2025. So for 10 years, you could basically get the game for free. And now it's costing 561 South African rand slash 30-ish dollars. That is insane to me. That is a lot. That is roughly the price of a expansion pack, maybe. Okay, so it looks like a Sims 4 expansion pack costs a little bit more than that, which is also absolutely insane. I feel like the world is falling apart around me and everything is so expensive. I'm at a stage in my life where I am genuinely worried that I will not be able to have children, not just biologically, but because the money situation is so bad. I don't even know if I will be able to like afford to have children, which is such a panicky issue. I don't even want to go into the details. The fact that I'm so worried about that, and then you get the Sims 4 expansion packs worth $600. Like, for us to have like an expensive spoil ourselves like romantic dinner will normally be like getting sushi for like 200-300 rand. So that's like half price. I can get 2 proper platters of sushi for that amount, and honestly I probably would prefer the sushi to the Sims 4 expansion packs most of the time. The price is absolutely insane for a game as old as The Sims 2, and like I said, it's basically just a re-release. Like, they haven't, as far as I know, they haven't added gameplay. It doesn't sound like they've fixed any of the main core bugs. The only thing they did is make it so that it can run on more modern PCs, which is a huge plus point. And I know a lot of people who would just want The Sims 2 to come out and they don't really care about the smaller details. But I feel like if I'm gonna pay you that much money, you gotta add some stuff. Like, things gotta change. Call me a hater, call me entitled. I completely understand if people think that way, but in my opinion, these re-releases are just another way EA is sucking out all of our money, and it is completely insane. If you guys do decide to get the re-releases, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think now that EA is selling it again, it's more morally corrupt to just download it from the internet, but the option is still there. I'm just gonna put that up there. I don't know if I can actually include that in the video, but yeah, it's frustrating. I'm frustrated. I'm making this video because I'm frustrated and I'm disappointed. I'm always disappointed in The Sims 4. You know, it's like it's your birthday and you're really excited to get like this beautiful, magnificent like chocolate cake, and your friends and family comes out with this really sad, pathetic looking little cupcake with nuts in that you're allergic to and you can't even eat it. That's what it kind of feels like. It's like you're so excited for something, you hype yourself up for something, and what you get is just disappointment and deadly. Anyway, I'm gonna stop ranting about this. I hope you guys enjoyed my rant. I don't know, is that a weird thing to say? I think so. But yeah, I wanted to get my thoughts out there. I'm gonna play The Sims 2, the free version that I got months ago before the re-release, so morally not corrupt. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next video. I promise it won't be a rant like this. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!